It is a good life we lead, brother.
The best. May it never change.
And may it never change us.
Oh, but it changes. It changes, my friends. And so do you. That intro was recorded 4 years ago after the reveal of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I was not happy with the direction that the games were heading in, and although I did love Valhalla, it looks like Assassin's Creed is going back to its roots with Assassin's Creed Mirage. So yesterday at Ubisoft Forward, Assassin's Creed Infinity was announced, which was basically like a whole hub that connects the Assassins. Who cares, honestly? We're here to talk about the games. They announced Assassin's Creed codenames Red and codenames Hex. It looks like Red is kind of going to feudal Japan, which actually does sound awesome, but that's going to be more the RPG style like Valhalla and Odyssey. And then they announced Hex, which we really don't know anything about, but there's rumors that it could be like a witch thing. I don't know. I really don't know about Hex. There's not much to go on there, but the one that I'm actually excited for is Assassin's Creed Mirage. Mirage was actually leaked previously. I believe Colin Moriarty from Sacred Symbols, my boy, I love that show. I believe he talked about it first, if not one of the first to talk about it, but it was officially announced last night with a 3-minute trailer. I actually watched the trailer this morning. I didn't get a chance to watch the full showcase last night. I was out for dinner, and then I was watching Everything Everywhere All at Once. What a strange movie. But yeah, I swear Assassin's Creed do these trailers, these cinematic trailers, better than anyone. I actually like get annoyed seeing cinematic trailers all the times for games, but when an Assassin's Creed one comes out, rather, I'm actually pretty excited because they do really awesome cinematic trailers. It showed a young Basim kind of thieving and stealing in the streets, and then he was getting chased down, he got caught, and then this assassin bailed him out, a female assassin. And I believe that character is voiced by the lady from The Expanse. I'm not even going to attempt to say her name. I don't have any idea how to pronounce that. But she also does some voice acting in video games. I think she did Mass Effect. I'm not sure what else, if she did anything else, but she was definitely in Mass Effect. But the trailer just captured everything that I used to love about the Assassin's Creed franchise. And they did it all in like this cinematic trailer, which is really impressive. And I really got goosebumps towards the end when they started playing the Assassin's Creed theme, the Assassin's Creed 2 Ezio theme. That was just absolutely epic. So let's jump in, talk about everything we know about Assassin's Creed Mirage so far and the future of Assassin's Creed in general. Is Assassin's Creed coming back to its best, or is there still some things to be apprehensive about? I think it's the latter, but we'll discuss it, we'll go in detail, and we'll have some fun with this video. So make sure to drop a like if you enjoy the content, and let's get into it, baby. I've loved Assassin's Creed since its inception. I've played every AC game and completed every single one except for Odyssey, Rogue, and Black Flag. Odyssey I just didn't like at all. Rogue I need to get back to, and Black Flag I'm currently playing through right now and doing a series of right here on the channel. So if you want to see a series of that, make sure you're sub to the channel and keep an eye out. I have 5 episodes up already, or else episode 5 might be going up later today. I'm not exactly sure, but the Ezio trilogy will always have a special place in my heart, and those 3 games are definitely my favorites to date. And to be honest, I don't see any AC games in the future knocking them off that perch unless something amazing happens with these games. But I'm just giving you guys kind of a little context to my experience with Assassin's Creed before we dive into why I'm excited for this new one and why the full roadmap for the games has me still a little bit worried generally. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely liked the way AC was before this RPG style, but I still liked Origins and I really liked Valhalla. I think Valhalla could have been a great standalone IP without the AC name. I don't really think that it needed it, but I understand why they did it. I understand the reasoning for it. The Assassin's Creed name is massive, and there was a lot of tie-ins to Assassin's Creed. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like it was completely nothing to do with it, but it just didn't really seem like Assassins. You know, it was a game about Vikings, not about assassins, but there was just little tie-ins to Assassins. Let's discuss Assassin's Creed Mirage, and it does have stuff to do with Valhalla as well. So we're going to go into the setting first. This game is set in Baghdad during the Golden Age, I believe starting in 861, about 10 to 20 years before the events of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, this game definitely returns to the roots of the franchise in more ways than one. The setting returns to the Middle East, the gameplay and style goes back to what looks more like the early games, and overall that just gets me really excited. In this game you play as Basim from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as we discussed, and as I believe the first pitch for the game was for it to actually be a DLC for that game, but they decided it needed to be a full game, and I'm glad that they did. The game will focus on Basim's younger years, his eventual joining of the Assassin's Orders, and their continued fight against the Order of the Ancients. Now you'll know a lot of this if you saw the trailer, because they show a lot of that in the trailer, but we're going to kind of go a little bit more in depth. So rather than traversing an entire country like you do in these RPGs, you'll be limited to Baghdad and its 4 districts, including Kark and the Round City. Now, the Round City is one I'm really excited about. The Round City of Baghdad is somewhere that I'm actually really excited to explore in the game, as I think it just looks so badass. I'll put a screenshot up of that on the screen now, just so you can kind of get an idea of what this is going to look like in the game. I'm sure some of you know, but just in case you don't, that's something that got me particularly excited. Mirage is in the same global region as the first Assassin's Creed game, but it's set in an entirely new location. And you'll get to see the home of the Assassins Alumet as well. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. The fortress is still under construction, but you can properly visit it this time at least. There have also been some rumors that there will be DLC for this game that will show how Basim met Sigurd. So that would be really cool, actually. During the events of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, obviously that was. I'm not sure how well that would fit into with the main game, obviously, but as a DLC, it would be interesting. And gameplay wise, stealth, assassinations, and parkour. Those are the 3 key words you would use to describe how the Assassin's Creed gameplay used to be. And that is what they are going back to here as well. There are new animations for all of these apparently. The corner swing is back in action. You can use a goddamn pole to vault across buildings, which, I mean, that sounds pretty damn awesome. Stealth has been reworked to make it easier to track who you're following, and you can slow down time to mark targets at your leisure as well. The story of Mirage will be much more linear, like the AC games of old, such as the first and the Ezio trilogy, and that's something that really speaks to me as well, because recently I've been really enjoying like more compact experiences rather than these big massive open, like don't get me wrong, I do enjoy open world RPGs as well, but it seems like every game is trying to be that now, and those are not the games I grew up loving really. I like the more compact linear stories like The Last of Us and like Uncharted. Those are some of my favorite games of all time. Assassin's Creed 2. Now, Assassin's Creed 2, there is some exploration in that. You can explore the city, but generally the story is linear, and you don't have to grind to do the story like you do in some of these RPG. But that's shit that just really pisses me off. And like it's just at some points Valhalla, like it's just way too much. There's so much going on in Assassin's Creed Valhalla that you can't possibly do it all. And if you do want to possibly do it all, it's going to take you 200 hours. It's just a ridiculous amount of content in there. And that's good for some people, obviously, for people that are looking bang for the buck and they just love diving into one world and just absolutely absorbing themselves into that and nothing else for a couple of months or something. Fair enough, but that's not the kind of player I am. Even when I was playing Valhalla, I didn't do all of the side stuff because it would have just taken me way too long. I mainly stuck to the main story. I did a few side things here and there if I wanted to, like, but I don't know, man. It just like at some points in Assassin's Creed, those games are just too large. But yeah, overall, it gets the vibes of the original Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed, the Ezio trilogy as well. It kind of gets those original vibes and feeling back to me, and that just gets me nostalgic and hyped immediately. This game's coming out in 2023, and I'm very excited. But the other 2 Assassin's Creed games that are coming out, I don't know, it has me a little apprehensive that they've already announced 3 Assassin's Creed games and they have this Assassin's Creed Infinity thing. I think they maybe should have just focused this Ubisoft forward on Mirage, and then once Mirage kind of gets its marketing, then you can market those other games. I don't really see the need to announce these code names Red and Hex so far ahead of time. Like, even if those are games you're excited for, like, we didn't see anything about them. We saw Assassin's Creed is coming to feudal Japan, which is obviously really cool, but they could have done like a reveal trailer and got people really excited closer to the time, because I imagine these games are not coming till at the earliest late 2024, if not like 2025, because obviously Mirage is coming out next year. They're probably already working on Red and Hex. I think like different teams are doing these different games, but still it just seems like they're kind of giving us too much at once. They're trying to shove it all down our throats, but we don't need all of this at the same time. Now I'm sure they'll have marketing campaigns after Mirage comes out as well for Codename Red, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I don't really like how games recently have been announced so far ahead of time that like you almost forget about it by the time it starts to come around, and you're like, oh yeah, that's coming out this year. It's like, cool, it's been in production for what, 5 years? It got announced. I don't know, it's like it's too long of a hype cycle. I prefer when studios just announce a game and they're like, it's coming out in 1 year, it's coming out in 6 months, rather than saying, yeah, this game's coming out somewhere in 2025. It's like, okay, like I could be dead by then, man. I don't care. Assassin's Creed coming to feudal Japan does sound awesome. The Hex one I'm not going to speak about at all, really, because we don't know anything. And they were talking about bringing Assassin's Creed multiplayer back as well and doing standalone multiplayer experiences. If you're going to bring in multiplayer, I mean, why not just do it as one multiplayer game and kind of have it as a live service game? I don't know, maybe they don't want to do live service, but I mean, that seems the most logical thing if you're going to do standalone multiplayers, because that just sounds like you're going to bring a standalone multiplayer, people are going to play it for a few months, and then they're just not going to play it again because you're not going to update it if you're bringing in a new multiplayer game. I don't know how that would work, really. And this Infinity thing just sounds like bleh, bleh. It's like a hub to keep the Assassin's Creed games connected. Like, who wants that? I don't know. Anyway, this was my thoughts on the future of Assassin's Creed, I guess. I am excited generally. I know it sounds like I'm kind of down on the whole thing, but you guys know I'm excited for Mirage, and I can't wait to see that feudal Japan reveal trailer and see how that plays as well, because I did like the Valhalla gameplay. It was just a little too open. If they could kind of maybe contain it just like maybe even like 60% of what Valhalla was in feudal Japan, I think that could be a really great experience. Let me know your thoughts on Assassin's Creed. Which Assassin's Creed that's coming up that you're most excited for? Are you more excited for Mirage because we've seen more of it? Or does the feudal Japan RPG just scratch that itch? Because I know people have wanted Assassin's Creed to go to Japan for a very long time. But going back to the Middle East sounds cool as well. So cool settings coming up for the Assassin's Creed fans. Assassin's Creed fans are feasting good. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure to drop a big like. It's the best way to let me know you enjoy the content. Subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time. It's been my pleasure to serve you all. Peace out.